What is going on, guys? Hello. Welcome, Yo Bro Nation, to the channel. I'm back. I'm Zach with the Yo Bro Gaming and Reviews channel, and I am here to now. Let me pull this up. I am now here to do our second review of the night. This one is for the NXT UK shows. There's two of them that I have to recover because they doubled up on their shows just like last week, and I believe they're doing it next week. Before I get into that, if you don't feel like watching this, you can go to and find my NXT review that I just finished. Johnny Gargano explains why he attacked Aleister Black. It was a fantastic episode. Go catch the review if you haven't watched the show. Prefer you watch the show before you watch the review. I do have spoilers. So, also, there's no movie reviews for tomorrow. There's some movies that I want to do, but those aren't coming until probably Saturday or Friday. So tomorrow, being how it went over so well, and I will post this on social media as well later on tonight for everyone to see. Tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, that's 11 o'clock on the East Coast, we will be doing a Ask Me Anything video, no holds barred, with JD again. It went over great last time. We're going to do another one tomorrow night at 10. JD will be back from church and doing everything he's got to do. And we're going to let you guys loose again. If you liked it last time, share that around. Let everyone know. Start thinking of your questions. You can send your questions into Twitter at twitter.com/YoBroGaming1, or you can send it to our Facebook page at Yo Bro Gaming and Reviews, and you can even put it down here in the comments. You can live tweet us tomorrow. You can do the live chat tomorrow night and give us questions. Spread the word. Spread it on social media. Another Ask Me Anything with JD. Went over great last time. It's at 50 plus views, so we're gonna do it again because JD enjoyed it. We both enjoyed it. I'm going to shift over because I'm not centered. So that's tomorrow night. As far as tonight goes, I got two NXT UKs to cover. One, to me, was definitely better than the other, but we'll get there, right? So the first episode of NXT UK, which they put on the website for the 6th of November. So I guess they aired it yesterday and then played this one today. I'm going to check the schedule next Wednesday. If it's up next Wednesday or next Tuesday, I don't know. I guess I'll do it after SmackDown. Probably not. I'll probably still just do it like this. So it was Dave Mastiff, the big old dude, versus Damian Weir. Look, this match was a straight up like squash match. He was jobbed out like a crazy man. He tried to attack Mastiff. Mastiff just basically knocked him over. Just destroyed him, showed he's the stronger guy, rolled through, ended up doing, I called it the bomber, but it's just basically the rolling senton into the corner. Got the 3 count. That was that match, dude. Dave Mastiff is a massive dude. I don't think he's going to be on there full time, but he's definitely someone that you watch and you're just like, because the guy moves like a cruiserweight, and he's like 400 pounds, I think. That's an exaggeration, but he's a big guy. And he weighs a lot. So here was a match they hyped up. It's Ligero versus James Drake. Now, I remember James Drake from the Cruiserweight tournament vaguely. He looks a little different, but dude, can he wrestle? He wrestled his freaking tail off tonight. It was good. So this was a good wrestling match. Drake, he was an aggressive wrestler. Lots of stiff shots, a lot of good holds. He had control throughout most of the match. He hit Ligero in the face at one point, like Ligero was like grabbing at his mouth, like he knocked out a tooth, but you could see some blood coming out of his mouth. But Ligero, he made his comeback, ended up, I don't know what the name of the move is. You'll have to forgive me, but he ends up getting that, wins 1, 2, 3. Damn, my phone's acting up. That sucks because I just got this phone. I guess I'm going to have to go get it checked. So we did a Toni Storm interview where she talked about her match with Dakota Kai next week, i.e., later tonight. And Dakota Kai, after she said that she respected her, Dakota Kai comes in and says, look, I respect you too, but next week I'm going to do whatever I have to. Like I said, I will kick whoever's head off that I have to get what I want, which I'm assuming is a women's championship. Cool beans. So that happened. Now, I'm not, okay, don't think I'm just looking at these and not caring, but there's not a whole lot of story that's going into all these right now. Like this brand is just getting started. So they're slowly building stories off of what happened back in June during the UK Championship tournament. So it's a slow build to everything. So I'm not just overlooking it. Plus, I'm doing 2 different shows that I'm reviewing. So I'm just basically telling you what happened, quick thoughts, boom, 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 getting through it, getting to the next item so I can get you guys through this because I know it's late. Not everyone's going to want to stay up and watch this. But I do hope everyone will come back and rewatch this at least. So, but, I'm excited. I was excited for this. I knew Toni Storm versus Dakota Kai was going to kill it, and it definitely did. So it was supposed to be Ashton Smith versus somebody. He didn't even make it to the ring because he was attacked by the Coffey Brothers and Wolfgang. Now, for those who didn't know, last week, Wolfgang turned on Mark Andrews after the match. And then freaking Webster got turned on. It was a big mess. They all got beat up. The Coffey Brothers and him left. Then they went to the ring. They said since Royal Albert Hall, they've been imposing their wills on anyone and everyone they chose to. No one likes them, and they don't care. Like I'm just hitting the main points of this promo. Joe Coffey said that he had an epiphany, like having some people like him is what he's wanting. He sees NXT as a hierarchy, not on their level. If you're not on their level, they will expose you and they will basically take you down. He says they have the pack mentality that is to divide and conquer, and that the NXT UK is their kingdom. That's just it's not verbatim, but that's just the general of what they said. And I get what it is. Now, obviously, this is going to be a stable. This is a stable that I would like to see go up against the Undisputed Era. And I think this is going to be NXT UK's version of the Undisputed Era. They're going to be these guys who are well known in the British wrestling scene in the UK. They're all going to be thrown together. They may even end up adding a person, but then they will be the hierarchy. So we'll see how it goes out. So then you see Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews backstage at Johnny Saint's door. I don't know the announcer's name. I'm just going to call him Fro Dude. He asked them, if they have a problem with the Coffeys and what are they doing? They said, well, we have a problem with the Coffeys and we're coming to Johnny Saint to try to get a match with these guys. Well, here comes Ashton Smith. And he's like, look, if you guys are coming here from the Coffeys, count me in. So they all go into the office. Later on, we get a tweet saying that next week there will be a 6-man tag main event with all these guys being involved. So Johnny Saint setting up the match. Can't say I was super excited about it, but I do like seeing Flash Morgan Webster. He was like my favorite out next to actually to Joe Coffey out of the UK tournament that happened back over the summer. So Sid Scala versus Eddie Dennis. This guy was weird. This guy was tall and lanky. He was like a Aiden English-like, but not. It was weird. I don't know. He was kind of creeping me out a little bit, to be honest. Scala looked scared at the beginning of the match. He went for a knee, tried grabbing it. He just ended up being level. This dude just got pummeled by Dennis most of this match. He had a little bit of offense, a couple nice moves off the top, but ultimately he hit him with the next step driver, got the 3 count, and dude won the match. I wouldn't say it was a complete squash, but it was a squash, seriously. So then it was main event time. This match was fantastic. This is why I made it the thumbnail for this show, because this match was awesome. And yes, I realized I misspelled Danny Burch and I misspelled Dakota Kai. I didn't realize I did that until after. So I apologize, okay? Don't kill me. I'll correct it next time. So Pete Dunne versus Danny Burch for the United Kingdom Championship. Apparently, didn't know this, Pete Dunne has been the UK champion for 540 days. He is the longest active champion on any roster in the company. And Pete Dunne is the freaking man. I wanted JD to watch this and really get to watch Pete Dunne and really get an appreciation for what Pete Dunne was and is, because we all know, dude's, he's awesome. And JD just wasn't, he just didn't care. So, but anyways, this started slow. You know, they were just kind of working the joint. You know, Pete Dunne was working the joints, manipulating him. They were switching holds. Every time Danny Burch would try to counter something, he would basically just get thwarted. You know, Pete Dunne would get to the ropes or get to the outside, whatever it was. Great. This was a great British-type wrestling match. JD said it was a squash match. When he was watching, it was kind of like, not really a squash, dude. This is British wrestling. Their styles are different. It was a great match. Burch would make his comebacks, but Dunne would always have a counter or an escape. Lots of offense by Pete Dunne. Burch would finally start gaining momentum, even to a point where, like, he did this, this reverse German off the top rope, where freaking Pete Dunne landed face first, looked beautiful. They started exchanging some strikes, Dunne with some kicks. He did this X-plex into an armbar. Burch would escape for another big move that he would hit. Then he would Dunne would escape, start working over the joints. Then there was this huge headbutt by Burch that sounded like it hurt. Looked like it leveled them both. I know I'm stuttering. I'm just reading my scribble that I was trying to write real fast. I should really start typing this on a tablet or something. He got headbutt. Then he came back, hit a suplex, only got a 2 count. Got Dunne put into a crossface. Dunne tried to get out. They rolled through. He held on to it. Dunne tried pulling his hands apart. He put his hands back together. Finally, he started grabbing at his face, his nose and everything, and his eyes. He finally got out. Hit the bitter end. Still only got a 2 count. So he puts him into a triangle. He's fighting off. He rolls over, gets on top, grabs at his fingers, starts pulling at him, ripping at him. Finally, the dude taps out. Look, me explaining to you is not going to do this match any justice. Seriously, because this match is just that damn good. Seriously. And sorry. I can't do this match justice. I can't. You got to go back. You've got to watch this match. It was so freaking good. And again, Pete Dunne wins and retains his championship, but he does it in a way that he hasn't done before. And I know a lot of people complain about AJ Styles and his title run of a year. This guy's going on a year and a half, and his title run is just so much more entertaining. And it's not because I think he's better. I mean, here we go. All my pop-ups are going to start showing up. Yeah, see, look, here they come. I got more. Look, there's more. Okay, finally. It's just the way that they're booked. Pete Dunne's being booked with the NXT roster. He's made a couple main roster appearances. I hope he gets to be in like the Royal Rumble this year, even if it's just an appearance. That's what I want. I want to see him into the Royal Rumble match. But, whoever takes this title off of Pete Dunne, it's going to be a huge, huge deal for whoever actually was this. I think my screen's going to crap out, and that's not cool because I just got this freaking phone. Yeah, I'm complaining about my phone. I just bought it. My screen's starting to crap out on me. Oh, woe is me. That's okay. I got a thing. I'll just replace it. So, I've lost my train of thought. I did. But that was the first part of this show. Pete Dunne, man, he just keeps doing it. And, I'm excited he's going to be a part of War Games, representing the UK brand. I like the fact that they're mixing brands right now. I'd like to see Toni Storm against Shayna Baszler again. That'd be cool. Go ahead and mix the brands. You know what I mean? Just go ahead and do it. So we're going to move on to the second part of the UK lineup for the night. This was the second episode, i.e. the next week. It kicked off with Toni Storm versus Dakota Kai. Again, I knew this match was going to be good, and it lived up to the expectations. It could have probably been better, given them just a little bit more time, but this match was the best match of the entire night on this show. Look, I'm just looking for a drink of water. I've been talking for over an hour now. Oh, excuse me, guys. Doing this live is rough. So they block up, and, they kind of a stalemate. They go to shake hands, and they try to kick each other. And then they try something else and try to hit each other. Dakota Kai took advantage early. Toni Storm ended up getting back into the match, started using a lot of holds, a lot of submissions, really trying to wear Dakota Kai down. She was relentless. Both tried to start the end of this match. Oh my gosh, I'm not even going to try to describe this to you. These two women, I've seen men who didn't hit as hard as these two were hitting each other. Strikes, headbutts, kicks, just back and forth. There was no one person who had advantage. It was just back and forth. Toni Storm did hit a couple of really beautiful looking German suplexes. But then Dakota Kai would come right back with these stiff kicks to the face in the corner, these hard elbows. These two women, I'm giving them alone 8 stars. They get 8 points just for this match. It was so good. It was so good. I just only wish it had, something involved in it that meant something later on, other than just, two women trying to be the dominant female in the UK division. We need something on the line, which I know we're getting. I already know the spoilers. I'm not going to tell nobody, but I already know there's spoilers ahead. So I know it's going to eventually be worth something, but for this match, it just would have been nicer to actually see them really getting something. So, like I said, there's some back and forth. You had a Storm 0, 1, 2, 3, she won. Then there was a show of respect at the end. Then out comes Jenny, hits Dakota Kai from behind, yells out, "This is my NXT UK." And then she walks off, and just Toni Storm just sitting there. I don't like it. I don't like it. Look how curly my teeth are. Except this, I started developing a gap. Hey, if anyone has an idea how to get rid of gaps before they get bad, like those things, right? Those retainers that people can wear, let me know where I can buy those. So maybe get Amir Jordan versus Zach Gibson. I forgot to mention the last one. Zach Gibson said that he was coming back this week. So Zach Gibson, my man, I like Zach Gibson. He's pretty good. The crowd was getting under Zach Gibson's feet, making fun of him about something with the shoes being taken off. I don't remember what it was about. Goes from, for the arm and the neck. Jordan, dude, he showed that he can go in this ring, man. He's not a scrub. He's pretty good. But every little thing he tried to do, his efforts were thwarted. Zach Gibson had this guy's number. It wasn't like the match wasn't competitive because, dude, like I said, he got some good shots in this match. He got some really good, he went for this frog splash, looked really good. I enjoyed the match. I did. I enjoyed the match. My paper keeps moving around. I enjoyed the match. Afterwards, Zach Gibson cuts a promo. Of course, okay, I forgot. He hit Helter Skelter and then the Shangly Gates to make the dude tap. Afterwards, he cut this promo. It was a long promo. I'm just going to hit parts of it. It's not up on the network or anywhere for me to just pull up and let you guys hear. So I'm just going to give you the overrun of it. Basically, he said that, he came to NXT UK to not only be considered number one in Liverpool, but become number one in the world and eventually be number one in the NXT UK division. He also knows that others came because they want to ride his coattails, and he's not going to let them. That's not the guy that he is. He named off guys who weren't as good as him. He mentioned a Pete Dunne. He mentioned Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster and a lot of others, and basically said, you know, they're not on his level. They're not the guys. He is. This is why people came from all over British wrestling to come there. It was a good promo. Long-winded, but good. Here comes out Trent Seven. Trent Seven, one half of Mustache Mountain, comes out and he's like, you know, where were you when me and Trent were like on the WWE Network, you know, making history, becoming tag team champions? Well, where were you? Oh, you were sitting home having a nice cup of tea on your mommy's laptop watching us, right? He says, but, you know, he gives him credit. You know, he won on night one, becoming the NXT, you know, UK Championship Tournament winner. Didn't do so well on night two, so that's, you know, that happened. Brings up the fact that people took off their shoes at Royal Albert Hall that night because of something he did. Again, I'll have to go back and rewatch this. If y'all know what they're referring to, let me know. I would love to get a laugh out of this. Then, you know, he gets in the ring, says, you know, you mentioned all these great names, but you didn't mention me. And then he challenges him to a match. Now, mind you, Zach Gibson just had a match. So he gets out there and he says, nah, not doing this, bro. I already had a match. Whatever. I ain't got to. Will this lead to a match eventually? Yeah, probably so. So then we get the debut of the luckiest, Kenny Williams, and he faces Jordan Devlin, or Finn Balor 2.0. Devlin, you know, wrestled him to the match. I didn't get to watch the entirety of this match. I was kind of busy like cleaning up. I wasn't super interested in this match. I should have, and I'll probably go back and rewatch it. Devlin won. He pretty much dominated. He was a quick guy, very vicious guy. For a small dude, he's got power. I'm impressed with Devlin. I liked watching him in the tournament. That, you know, he brought up the whole Finn Balor is like my guy. You know, he's the guy I looked up to. He's, you know, he set the tone. I'm here to follow suit and probably be better. You know, stuff like that. We got to the main event. Whew, holy crap, this match was long. This was a long match. Now, again, if you're asking why I'm speeding through this, it's because there was not a whole lot of story set, especially in this episode. This one was very straight, like, just go to match, get to match, get to match. The longest thing was the promo with Zach Gibson. Pretty much said something with Trent Seven and probably even Tyler Bate eventually. They actually went over on time in this show with this match. But it was the Coffee Brothers, Joe and Mark, versus Wolfgang, with Wolfgang versus Flash Gordon, Mark Andrews, and Ashton Smith. Wolfgang and the Coffee Brothers looked like a great little trio. Really great heel faction. Worked like a good heel faction. Worked like a good, well-oiled team. Then you had the other team. You know, they showed their speed despite their size. They showed their quickness. They showed their athletic ability. And with the way they were being dominated in, you know, the match, showed heart. Showed like they're not going to quit. So, you know, it was your typical underdog type match. Not that this was a bad match, but I have seen better on NXT proper. But I'm giving the show a chance. I'm not going to just dump it. This is what I'm doing now. They finally got Mark Andrews in there. They wore him down. You know, they keep beating him up. Now I'm towards the end of the match. Like, there was a big chunk of this match. It was just beat up. Mark Andrews reverses a suplex into the Stun Dog Millionaire. It's basically a stunner. It's freaking awesome the way he does it. Makes a tag to Flash Morgan Webster, who gets in there. The pace is picking up. They're flying around, knocking everyone down. Then the Coffees get advantage again. Now, this is where things just kind of get crazy, and I could not write fast enough to keep track of what was happening. So I'm just going to say a lot of moves happened, a lot of reversals, a lot of flying around. Like, okay, for you know, Wolfgang, you know, getting in there and taking, you know, Flash Morgan Webster's head off, and then Webster climbing to the top rope and jumping off onto everybody and getting in there. But it finally gets to the end. You get a spear by Wolfgang after everyone's been knocked down. the Coffee Brothers took Webster's partners down. Then he tags in Joe Coffey. Joe Coffey comes in, does this rough discus lariat, but cracks him with his elbow right across the throat. Looked like it hurt quite a bit. He pins him for the 3 count. The Coffey Brothers and Wolfgang, whatever they're going to call themselves, probably the Kingdom or something like that, because he kept, he even says, this is our kingdom. It's probably going to be something related to that. That would probably be something like their name. But, dude, they look good. Both teams looked fantastic. They leave the show off with who can stop these guys. This is, they claim this is their kingdom. Who's going to step up? Who's going to get them? Probably going to end up being British Strong style. You're probably going to have Pete Dunne and Mustache Mountain taking these guys on. I would pay to see that. It was a good show. There was not a bad show on tonight. Neither NXT was bad. I will say the second episode of NXT was not as good as the first episode. But to be fair, not every episode of NXT proper is great. So I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to really say much. They were just a good show. So these were both your episodes of NXT being reviewed for tonight. My match of the night, though, definitely goes to Pete Dunne and Danny Burch. Yes, again, I misspelled his name. I apologize. Please don't kill me. And my runner-up would be, Toni Storm versus Dakota Kai. One great match for each show. Hey, that's better than what Raw and SmackDown do half the time. So I'm going to call it a night. Just a reminder, tomorrow night, JD will be back on live doing a Ask Him Anything Q&A. Anything goes, no holds barred. Y'all loved it. He had a fun time. I had a full time. But y'all got to come with better questions this time. So when I get off here, I'm going to post this on all social media. Ask you guys to post your questions. Facebook, Twitter. You can do it on here in the comments video or in the comments. Just send us questions. You can send them to us live in the chat while we're doing it tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. Of course, everything you can do to support us is all down in the description. Y'all can come in. Thank you all so very much for everyone who did watch this, everyone who watched the previous review. Spread the word. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Do all that stuff. Thank you all. I'm done. This was your NXT UK review. First one ever. Yeah. Woo. We're getting somewhere. I'm Zach. Y'all have a good time, and I'll talk to you all later. Peace out, guys.